My dear friends, 4 separate activities that we are going to learn in this class. The first activity, that is how can we insert data into the database through a registration form. Second activity that we are going to learn how can we fetch the data from the database. After that we are going to learn how can we update or modify student data into the database, that we are going to learn. And the last we are going to learn how can we delete a specific record of data into the database. So these 4 activities that we are going to learn in this class. So let us start with the insert data into the database. So before that, let me show you, just we have created the HTML design. So basic HTML design, a form that we have created, and you can see 4 separate form. So the form by which we are going to accept the student details to insert into the database, the name of that form is form.html, and after that we have created a separate form, that is form select.html. In this form we have just got one input type field to accept the other number, and another form we have created, that is update form. So form update.html. in this form we just have got 2 text field to input other number and the mobile number, and another form, that is form delete.html. in this form we just have got one input to accept the other number. So 4 separate form we have created, and I have linked with a menu. All the 4 forms I have linked with this menu. So all the 4 forms that we have created are interlinked with this menu. So let not show you those things, because those things we already have discussed in the HTML classes. Our focus here to just learn the PHP, incorporating the MySQL queries into the PHP application and to work with the database. That is our main focus in today's lecture. So I hope you have learned how to do this sort of design, and that you can do it by yourself. Let me just go to the insert menu. So what exactly we have done to insert data into the database from the registration form. So in this registration form, user is going to provide the details of the students. So 5 input field I have taken. Let me show you. So here is the HTML form. So here I have got 5 input type. So this input is going to accept the student name, and this input will accept student's further name, then mobile number, after that city in which student is staying, and after that the other number. So 5 input field, and each of those input field will accept data, and those data will be recognized by the namespace. So the data of the first field will be recognized by the namespace, that is student name, and the second field data will be recognized by the namespace for the name. Third field data will be recognized by the namespace, that is number, and the fourth field data will be recognized by the namespace city, and the last one will be recognized by the namespace other. So a unique namespace I have given for the recognition of each of the data that will be provided by the user in this registration form. And here in the form action, what I have done, let me show you. Action will be taken to the insert.php file, insert.php, a separate file I will show you, and the method will be used, that is post method. So now let me show you the insert.php file. So this is insert.php file. A few lines of code I have written over here. This file first is going to get the record from this page. So from this form the data will be carried to the file, that is insert.php. user will provide data in those 5 fields, and user will click the submit button. After that the data will be carried to this page, that is insert.php. now so let me show you here I have used how the data is going to be accepted. Now using the post method, and though the namespace which I have mentioned in the form, that is student name, father name, number, city, and other, by the namespace, using the post method I am going to accept those data which will be carried to this insert.php page in this variable. So student name is going to hold the data, that is student name. Father name is going to hold the data, that is father name, that will be carried from the form, and number is going to hold the mobile number. City is going to hold the city, that will be carried here from the form, and the last other, this variable is going to hold the ID number, that is the other number that the user is going to provide here in this given field. So all the data that will be provided in this form will be taken to insert.php file using the post method that I have used. You can see using the post method, and this variable is going to hold, this variable I have declared to hold those data. Now to run and execute any of the SQL query, we have to establish the connection. To establish the connection, we have taken the con variable. Now this con variable is going to hold the connection connection. Now let me how we can create the connection. So MySQL, this is a function. This function is going to create the connection. So I am going to create the object by new MySQL. So I am going to create the object of the connection that is going to create, and to create the connection we have to pass 4 parameters through this MySQL function. Those 4 parameters are the server name, as I have already shown you. The server that we are going to use, that is the localhost server. So the localhost server that we are going to use here. So as the first parameter we are going to pass the server. So you can see localhost server that is going to be passed here. After that we are going to use the root user to access the database. So here the user is root. Let me show you. The user is root. So here I have passed the root user to accept this parameter. Root user will be passed, and password hasn't been set. Password is blank. So I haven't set any password to connect with the database, right? And the database is test. So the database that we have created, that is test. So here I passed the database. So 4 parameters. Let me repeat again. Localhost server, root user, password hasn't been set, that is why it is kept as blank, and the test database. So to connect the database we are going to pass these 4 parameters to connect to create the connection over here with the database. So our purpose is to create the connection using this MySQL function by creating a new object with this database, and to create the connection with this database we have passed 4 parameters, and after the connection being established, that will be saved and stored in this variable. The variable name is $con. Now see, so this $con, through this connection, the connection we have stored in this $con. So through this connection I am going to execute a query. So this query is going to be executed by the help of this connection which we have created. Now we are going to execute a MySQL query to insert data into the database. So very simple query. So insert into the table name. To insert into table name is student registration table. Let me show you. This is the table STU registration. The table name is STU underscore registration. So here let me show you inside the table student. So insert into table name. So the table name is STU registration. Now the values I am going to provide through this variable. Now this 4 variable is going to hold the values that will be provided through the form, and you can see on the respective order, and the same order that the column has been set, in the same order I am going to provide the value. So the first the name, then father name, number, city, and ID number. In the same way the variable has been assigned. So student name is going to hold the name of the student, father name is going to hold the father name of the student, then number, city, and address. In the same order that the column has been set, as in the same order we have to provide the variables to access the data, to get the data into the database. So now this query will be executed. So once this query will be executed, then the data will be inserted into the database, right? And now after that will happen, so what exactly this last line of code is going to do, let me tell you. This last line of code will just do one thing. It will just redirect. So this function is known as redirect. So after the data will be inserted into the database, this particular function will redirect. Again it will redirect the action to this file, that is form.html. Now let me show you. So I'm going to insert some data. Let me write the name. So I'm going to insert this data. So the name Pausomi Gupta, father name Sauroj Gupta, and contact number, city, and other number. So this data I'm going to insert into the database. Now let me show you. So now you can see data has been inserted, and now you can see after inserting the data, the action has been taken to again form.html page. So let me show you here. Now the data has been inserted. Now you can see the last data that I've inserted just now. Now if I just remove this code, let me show you what will happen. Now I just have removed the last code of redirecting. Now exactly what is going to happen, let me show you. Now if you see again, if I try to enter data, so let me just enter data in data. So I'm going to insert data, but the changes I have done, that is the redirect query I have deleted. Now let me show you. I will click the submit button, and you can see now we are at the insert.php page. So we are at this page. So nothing can be shown over this page because I have not written anything to print. So now you can see, so we are in the insert.php page, but the data has been inserted. Let me show you. So you can see the data has been inserted successfully. So here let me show you. This data just now I have inserted into the database, but the changes as I shown you, so as I have as I have not retained the redirect code, that is why we are in this page, that is insert.php. Now if I just write the code again, that is header, then I'm going to redirect to this location, that is form.html page. So after the function will be executed, that is data will be inserted into the database, again the action will be taken to form.html page. So what will happen, let me again insert a record. We are going to insert the record. The student name is Mrilan Mukherjee. Let me insert. Now father's name is Jhanku Mukherjee. Now you can see data has been inserted and we have been redirected to form.html page. So that is why you have written this code, actually this redirecting code. Right, now let me show you over here. Now you just see data has been inserted, Mrilan, this data we have inserted right through the registration form. Now I hope we have understood right this inserting into the database. How can we insert data into the database? Now let us move to this fetch. Now how can we fetch data from the database? Now we want to fetch a specific record from the database. So let's say we are going to fetch the record of that is the Moinakshi Mukherjee. This particular data we are going to fetch from the data. So what we need to do, we have to specify the other number. So we have to specify the other number, and if we click the submit button, then we can see that particular record has been fetched from the database. Now what exactly we have done, let me show you. So we just have got this form, that is select form. In this form we have taken two input. This is the first input and no other input. We have taken only one input, that is other number. We are going to accept the other number. Now that other number will be checked here. That particular other number is going to be checked in this ID number record, and that particular row of data will be fetched. Right, now let me show you how exactly have we done that. Now so action will be taken to select.php page, method will be used post method, and action will be taken to select.php. Now let me take you to the select.php page. In this particular page, what we have done, first thing, we have created the connection, as I have already explained to you in the previous part, that is previous activity, while inserting data into the database. In the same manner we have to create the connection. Right, after that we can see from the select form page we are going to get the other number. So other number will be provided by the user, and that will be taken inside the variable through the post method by using the namespace other. So namespace other, let me show you here the namespace other, and the data that user is going to provide in this field, that will be considered by the name other, and the same data will be carried to this page, that is select.php. Here, let me show you here. Now so the data will be taken in this variable other. Now we are going to using this connection. So we are going to using this connection that we have created, and we are going to execute the query, that is select star from the table name, that is student registration. Now we have given a condition where this ID matches the value that will be stored inside this other. So the user is going to provide the value over here. User is going to provide some value over here, and that value will be taken to this variable, and this query is going to match that value with this field, and this field is here. So in this row, in the column, now you can see in this particular column ID number, that a number will be matches. Let's say we are going to match this particular number. This number will be provided to the form, and this number will be matches with this ID, and that record will be shown. Now let me show you after that what happened. We have executed a while loop. In this while loop, what we have done, so this query, the result of this query has been stored inside this variable, right, and this variable has been executed through the fetch assoc method. Fetch assoc is a method to use selecting data from the very first place of the array to the last place of the array. The internal pointer is going to execute to perform the while loop, and each time each record will be fetched, and that will be saved in this row, and that row will be printed here using this table format. So we have used the table format, that we can see we have used the table format to fetch the data and to show the same into the user page. Right, so the fetch assoc method is going to execute until it print the exact data. Now let me show you. So here I am going to provide the other number. Now I will click the submit button, and the record will be fetched from the database, and the same will be shown here. Right, now I hope you have understood how this thing works, that is how can you fetch data from the database. Now let me show you the update. Now this is the update. So how can we modify a specific data in this database? So let me show you that thing. Now here just I am going to update the mobile number. Now you can see the mobile number of Meenakshi Pradhan. The mobile number is 8523697456. This mobile number I am going to modify using this update menu. Right, in this update form, the form name is update.html. In this HTML form we have got just two input. Let me show you. Form update, we have got two input. First input is going to accept the other number, and second input is going to accept the new modifiable mobile number. This mobile number will get modified into the database. Right, this mobile number will insert it into the database and previous one will be replaced, right? Action will be taken to update.php, method will be used post method, right? So the updation code has been written here in this update.php that I will explain it to you. Let me show you first. So here, so I'm going to provide the other number. So this other number I have given, and I'm going to change the mobile number. This mobile number I'm going to change. So the new mobile number will be now 974 times 45632. This will be the new mobile number. Now if I click the submit button, now here let me show you. Now you can see the mobile number has been changed successfully, right? For Meenakshi Pradhan, the mobile number has been changed successfully, right? So what exactly have we done? Let me explain it to you. So this is the form, update form. The data will be carried to this page, update.php page. The first line we have written the connection for establishing the connection, and we have carried those two fields data, that is other number and mobile number, right? And those two data has been stored inside this variable that we have taken, that is other and mobile. Now using the connection we are going to execute a query, right? Using the connection that we have created, we are going to execute the query that we have created, that is update student registration. So we are going to update, and the table name is student registration. So table name is student registration. We are going to update this particular table. Now what exactly we are going to update? Which data are we going to update? Let me show you. So we are going to set the mobile number. So we are going to change the mobile number. That is why I written set mobile number. So mobile number will be changed to this mobile number. So either we will give a mobile number over here. That mobile number will be the new one. So the old one will be replaced by the new mobile number that will be carried here. Like user will going to give a new mobile number that will be taken here, and that will going to replace the old one which is exist in the data, right? And it should be given through a condition. Now which specific row is going to be updated? There are, you can see there are so many records. Which specific record will be updated? For that user also have given other number to match with the ID number. Now I can see where the ID number matches with this data. So user is going to give the other number over here. Then other number must match with this ID column. Now which particular value will match with the other number, that record will be updated, right? Now that thing we have written over here. Now after that what will happen? After updation, the action will be taken to form update.html. So after the updation, the action will be redirect. Again the redirect function will work, and action will be taken to the form update.html, right? That we have done. Let me repeat the process once more. So I'm going to update this data. So I'm going to change the mobile number of Meenakshi Mukherjee. So Meenakshi Mukherjee's mobile number I'm going to change. So the old mobile number is 9985412369. This number I'm going to change. So the new number will be, you can see, 9876543210. This will be the new mobile number. Let me click the submit button. Now if you go and check it out here, now see the mobile number has been changed successfully, 9876543210. So this is the new mobile number. So I hope you have understood how we can work with this update query inside the PHP application. Now at the last we are going to show you the delete function. So you can see we have created a form, delete form. So in the form delete, we just have got a field, that is input field, to accept the other number, and a namespace I have used to recognize the data that will be given in this input type field, that is other. Namespace will be used as other. Now using this action method, I am going to carry the data to the delete.php page, and method will be using post method, right? Now let me see what we have written in the delete.php page. So in the delete.php page, so the first thing that we have done, we have created the connection. We have already discussed how to create the connection in the first activity. So we have created the connection. After that we are getting the data here, that is the other number that user is going to provide to this form. Now in this variable is going to store the value. Now using the connection we are going to execute the query. Which query? Delete from student detail. So delete from student registration. So this is the table name. We are going to delete a row, a specific row from this student registration table. Now which particular row are you going to delete? So where ID equals to other, that means where this ID column is going to get matches with the value that user is going to provide over here. So that is why we have written ID number equals to other. User will give some value that will matches with this ID column. That specific record will be deleted. That specific record, when ID will match with the column, with the particular record, let's say ID get matched. Let me just show you. So I'm going to delete the first record, that is Meenakshi Mukherjee. This Meenakshi Mukherjee record I'm going to delete. So I have to provide the ID number. This ID number is going to match with this row, and the same will be deleted. Let me show you. Now I'm going to click the submit button. Now let me show you. This Meenakshi Mukherjee will be deleted. So I am going to refresh the database. Now you can see Meenakshi Mukherjee is available. Mrinal Mukherjee is available. Meenakshi Mukherjee has been deleted. Meenakshi Mukherjee's data has been deleted. Okay, let me delete another data. Mrinal Mukherjee's data I'm going to delete. So I will again copy the number. So let's say I'm going to provide this number to the form. If I click the submit button, and you can see this Mrinal Mukherjee's data will be deleted. Now you can see Mrinal Mukherjee's data has been deleted. So we have understood how this is going to to work, the delete query. So from this form, user is going to, from this delete form, user is going to provide data into this input field, and the data will be recognized by the namespace other, and the action will be taken to delete.php page through the post method. And in the delete.php page, what is going to happen exactly? The connection will be created first. In the first line, connection will be created, and data will be taken over here inside this variable, that is other. Using the connection, a query will be executed. Which query? Delete from table name, that is stu registration, where the condition matches with the other number. The value that is going to provide by the user, the value should matches with the column number, this column ID. That particular row will be deleted. And after that, what will happen? The action will be again forward to, it will be redirect to the delete form, that is this particular form here. So I hope we have understood how to work with these 4 activities: insert, fetch, update, and delete. And in the next video, I will teach you how to host this application. So we have already created this very small application, and we are going to host this application into the cloud server, into the paid cloud server. How to do that? There are so many paid cloud server available, also free hosting server available. So we are going to learn in the next part how to do the web hosting. So see the next video, we are going to learn how to do the web hosting. This application we are going to host in the cloud server. So once we do the hosting, this application can be accessed from anybody sitting anywhere in the world. So it will be accessed over the internet. Anybody can access using the mobile, using the computer, from any part of the world, after you do the hosting into the internet, that is the cloud server. That we are going to learn in the next lecture. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe it now. And if you like this video, click the like button. And if you think this video is going to help other students, please share it to your friend. Thank you and goodbye for today.